Hi, my name is Jess Given with Given Design Group, Healthcare Architects, here to talk about automated mobile robots within healthcare facilities. So it's the biggest growing trend in healthcare and in hospitals, particularly acute care hospitals, because it allows the staff to focus in areas and apply their time where they're needed and not have to spend time running around back and forth from one department to another, dropping off and picking up samples. So the staff love them, and hospitals love them because they're far less expensive than putting in a whole really expensive pneumatic tube system. And so what they're used for is delivering samples from one department to another, say a lab. You get samples from a lab to an ED or vice versa, and it in real time gives the doctors what the condition of that patient is. So it's happening really fast while the nursing staff are staying with the patients. So it's a really win-win situation. The challenge so far is that the building codes change every 3 years, but electronics change about every 6 months or less, about every month, and constantly being improved. And so these robots are changing shape and size and speed and style and battery usage. So the amount of combustibility from the batteries and the size of these units is causing HCI and OSHPD concern. So what they want us to do as design teams is to address where these robots go during an activation system, or what they're carrying, and how large they are and how many there are. The first thing they want to know is, what are these robots carrying? What's the capacity, the carrying capacity, and what's the weight? The second thing they want to know is, where are they served? What areas do they serve? Is it within one smoke compartment or one department, or are they traversing from department to department, or are they using the elevators? The robots can actually go and call an elevator. They have a relay to the elevator system. Kone and Otis both have adaptions, things that you can adapt to their group controller of the elevators that the robot can communicate with and call the elevator to them, go to the floor they need to, go to the lab, pick up the materials, and go back down to the emergency department. And then the biggest concerns that the building department has, OSHPD HCI, is what happens when the fire alarm system is activated. Do these robots stop where they are? Which would be a problem, because if they're in a corridor, that means people have to run around them. Gurneys and all the equipment that is evacuating the hospital would be having to stumble over these. So the challenge for companies that create these and manufacture these robots, the challenge for them is to create a sequence of operations that is programmed in the robot itself, so that in the event, no matter where the robot is, if it's in this department or this department, it has a default place where it goes and hides during an activation system. So it's out of the way and not blocking any corridors. Some of the other questions they have are, how do they interact with different smoke departments, and how much do they weigh, and how large are they? And so some of these robots are so large, they're over 1,000 pounds, and they can carry large bulk linen in basement areas. Some are very small, like the size of a Roomba. The average size of a robot is about 90 pounds. Some of the hospitals have what's called a Moxie robot. That is the one that looks like it's got a cute little face on it. The one that I've seen that seems to make a lot of sense for a lot of facilities is the one that actually kind of looks like the size of a trash can. It's cylindrical, and it's about this, maybe about 30 inches tall, and it just moves around, navigates, and through elevators, and it can even open designated doors that have the card reader. So wherever there's a card reader, the robot can have that same signal and activate that door and open it. So they're starting to get used more and more often. You'll start seeing them as you start to visit hospitals.